energy all the time. Let's get it. Good to see everybody. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Rep your city. As you know, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Everybody on Facebook, everybody on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and my other Facebook account. I am representing Chicago, Illinois. We got the NOLA in the building. Salute, salute. We got Buffalo in the building. We got Atlanta in the house. Who else we got here? Rep your city. Rep your city. I got a lot to talk about. I've been avoiding certain conversations. I've been avoiding the Rick Cho conversation. I've been avoiding the volatile conversations. We'll put it that way. I've been avoiding them. Yeah. I've been avoiding the Carmelo Anthony conversation. So my daughter wants me to speak on it. My youngest daughter, I didn't go live last night. I was on the phone talking to her. She was a little, she's a little caught up into it. She's a little caught up into those conversations. I'm trying to tell her not to talk about it publicly. So I'm trying to get my daughter to not talk about these tense racial situations publicly. For her own safety. I think she's too young to know how to discuss those conversations. If you got teenagers or young adults, if they are really under 40, you can say under 35, advise them not to publicly speak on racial situations unless they know they're around really close friends or family, and only around foundational Black Americans. They shouldn't talk about that to people from other races. And they preferably should try to avoid those conversations as much as possible. As far as going to rallies and boycotts, that's fine. But if you got young people, get them to avoid those conversations. My daughter, she was in that conversation yesterday, early yesterday. When I called her, she was still hyped up. So I got it through her head. I don't want her talking about that. She's still rather young. She's an adult. She's still rather young, and she doesn't understand when to talk and where to talk and when and where you talk about certain conversations. I don't want her to become a target. I don't want anybody paying attention to her. Certain conversations are for revolutionary types. Definitely not for younger people that don't know what to say and where to say it. So she asked me why I haven't been talking about the Rick Cho, why I haven't been talking about Carmelo Anthony, and I told her those aren't conversations. I feel it's irresponsible for me to just get out there, not really knowing my audience. But I tried to tell her that a lot of, especially young men, are kind of gung ho, but aren't really, they're not really revolutionaries. They're not really soldiers. So they're out talking about like soldier type conversations. And they don't have their heads on a swivel. They don't move correctly. Where do you live at? It's one thing to be in a super black city like Chicago. I could talk my talk. But you can't be in Indiana. You can't be in Wisconsin. You can't be just anywhere in Texas. And you can't be just anywhere in Illinois bumping your gums, making yourself a target, basically. So that's why I didn't go live last night. I was on the phone with my daughter. She was kind of emotional over the situation. She was all over the place. I told her what the real deal was with that situation. And so that was something, I didn't really tell her, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'd have to find that out personally, right? You can't have like a fake mask and a fake picture. You have to, that's something you would have to come see me to really know if I'm verified. And the fact you hide your face and got a fake name, I'm not going to waste my time. Okay, goodbye. Yeah. So I'm not really doing trolls like that. Uh, I need my mods to step up. I gave a little grace period for trolls for the first half of the year. I went and unblocked everybody. But mods, if they're trolls, just get rid of them. I've gave like that person. I've gave that person plenty enough time to be mature. They totally immature. They're on the internet trolling. I got PTSD, and I can't really deal with trolls talking crazy. It irritates me because I don't know where you at. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna never step up. And so it's just a waste of time. You got time. Because my little young soldiers out here. You can't even talk crazy to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you think you can talk crazy to Big Pharaoh like that and try to test my gangster or my soldier. My reputation precedes me. I've been a soldier. I thought I told you. But to all the people that hate me out there, I will be on a book tour, me and a couple of the Guineas. And we really hope you don't come to the different areas where we'll be discussing the book and talking to the people. And we hope none of you people come in try to ruin it for the intelligent, decent people. You know, don't bring trouble. Learn how to be cordial around your black people or any people. Learn how to be cordial. Some of these same people that don't know how to behave are the first ones to say the gangs need to sit down. But guess what the gangs would do to you because you a troll? See, you just be talking all over the place. Everything was wrong with the black community when you're on social media trolling. Everything is wrong with it. And then we don't know who you are. We don't even know if you're black or nothing like that. So it's a block party. So no provocateurs, mods. Handle your business. It's back open season. If you don't like them, then just get rid of them. Okay. If you think they're ruining the conversation, you think they're off. I'm gonna be ignoring them. I ignored some yesterday, but the mods never got rid of them. I'm like, where's my mods at? I still had to get rid of them. But I do understand my mods knew I wasn't really just throwing people out quickly. But the channel's about to change. There's going to be a lot more content, and there's going to be a lot more viewers. And I don't want men, because it's not really women, men ruin it for the rest of the viewers just because they don't have a life. So today, I'm going to talk about the Rick Chow situation, but from my perspective, because as far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't have been doing business in the black community, or if it's a mixed community, Black Foundation of Black America should not have been doing business with him. And we're going to talk about that. Now, the thing about boycotting Chow and boycotting Asians is this: foundational Black Americans are going to have to get a business structure within the Black family, okay? A business structure. The way we're functioning now is too willy nilly. The Italian mob, they got to a point where they created a business structure within their family. What do I mean by that? It got to a point where the father and the mother tell this one, you're going to law school. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be a politician. No questions asked. That's you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do that, so they could structure the family to be able to make it, especially when the Italians was under a stereotype of all of them being the mob. And the ones that were in the mob wanted their children to be able to take that illegal money and go to law school, go to a higher learning, and then turn that into legal money. Now, foundational Black Americans are going to have to create this type of family business structure, meaning that son that keep messing around, he don't go to college, he want to be a big old teenager, he's got little stupid jobs, little nonsense jobs that can't take care of a man. It's going to be a time for us to now put money together, and he's got to run the neighborhood store. He's the Black families are looking for higher learning. So I understand it. I know why we don't run gas stations. I know why we don't run stores, because we're going for the more money. We're truck drivers. We work for the transportation company. We're teachers. We're lawyers. We got business jobs and things like that. But we do have a lot of young Black men and women that are not doing what they need to be doing for themselves. And they have to be forced to run businesses in the Black community. Either you do this, or I can't support you no more. You got to get out. You got to go make it on your own. You can't be no big old 25, 26-year-old living off of mommy and daddy, not really making nothing out yourself, not learning a trade, not going to college. You got to go up here to this little strip area, and you got to open a grocery store or a barber shop or something, some type of Black business, so that we don't have to go to Mr. Cho. So we don't have to go to African women to do our women's hair and have so much money go back to Africa and not really be here. So we don't have to go to Koreans. We don't have to go to Hispanics. We don't have to go to people that's going to take our money out of the community and put nothing back. That's got to go. And so when people say boycott, I've seen a brother say boycott the Asians. I'm like, well, and replace them with who? Replace them with who? If you boycott the Arab gas station, who's going to take it over? I seen an Asian said, go ahead, boycott us. And he was talking to foundational Black Americans like, if you boycott us, you won't have nothing, because we run everything. If we close all our stores, where are you going to get this? Where are you going to get that? Where are you going to get that? And my answer is, we're going to replace you. We're going to open it. Yeah, we're going to, what you're doing, anybody could do. You ain't the only one that could get a AT&T store or a T-Mobile store. You ain't the only one could sell food. You ain't the only one could sell hair products. We don't need you, really. You need us. And so the idea that you think that we need you, we can't do business with people that think we need them. I seen what he said, but he's not the manufacturer, and the manufacturer is not going to pass up any money. So he was just talking stupid. Because if you got an Asian hair shop and we stop doing business with you and we open an Asian hair shop and we order hair from Korea or China, they gonna send it. And there's nothing that he can do to stop them from sending it. He was just talking. He was just showing he don't know nothing about business. Those big corporations don't care nothing about these small time Asians. They want the bag. And they're not going to stop shipping products just because they can't ship them to Asians. They're going to ship them to whoever order them. So dude was talking stupid. He don't know what he's talking about. Okay? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He would never debate me. Because on a debate on a free channel where you could say whatever you want, I would also let him know there's also another option. Yeah, there's another option besides boycotting you, but I can't say it. I'm just saying. And I'll let him know there's options right now with you sitting here. Yeah. Yeah, I would let him know G's up and H is down. I would let that Asian dude know, I got an option right now. Since you running your mouth, I got an option right now. I'm just saying. I'm not promoting no violence or nothing. I'm just saying I'm not promoting. Okay, that's not the point. The point is, stop talking greasy. Stop talking greasy. You ain't nobody. We don't need you. The only reason we need these people is because we won't do for ourselves. Because we won't raise our sons correctly. Too many foundational Black Americans are letting your sons just be loafs that leads to being criminals. You don't make them do well in school. You're horrible parents. You can't stay together in a relationship. Mama's raising the boy, right? And mama's raising the boys. So now mama, being the only parent, she don't want the boys to get mad at her because she's not really mama. She's kind of like a mama girlfriend, right? So when a woman's raising her sons, she's kind of in a bad position because she's like a mama girlfriend. I had a great mother, and she probably would have been the same way. The problem is Randolph was like, Bessie, that boy ain't going to be nothing, and he overruled some of the mama-ing. She could only do so much mama-ing because daddy step in and be like, hey, see, because daddy checks me and mommy. Daddy is the total checks and balances. Okay? Daddy checks everybody. And yeah, you say we need more fathers like you. No, we need more fathers like my daddy, because with my daddy, I wouldn't be a good father. So you don't need more fathers like me. You need more fathers like my daddy, because that's who I'm like. All this come from my daddy. All this come from my daddy. So I can't take credit for my daddy's, what he built. This is all my daddy talking right now. All by himself. You understand? So we as a Black community have to put these boys to work in the community if they don't want to be a dentist, a doctor, if they don't want to go and be a professional downtown or somewhere like that, then they got to work in the hood. If they want to sell stuff in the hood, it's got to be legal stuff. They got to go take over the gas station. They got to take over the corner store. They got to do the barbershop. They got to get the hair salons. There's no reason that young black men don't open hair salons and hire black women and pay them well to do their hair. So there's a male there to make sure the women is protected and to take care of the business, to make sure that the women maximize their dollars as a team, like me and three sisters, and we open up a barbershop or we open up a beauty shop. And we split the profits, and the only money we don't split is the money that's got to go back to better the business. So we make so much money. If we make 100,000, we might want to put 30,000 into the business, and then we split evenly to 70. I don't take more. We all, we all need to be able to come up, not just me. They need to be a part of the business. And so FBA talking about boycott, but you ain't selling nothing. So how you going to boycott somebody selling something but not provide what they selling for your people? So how can I ask you not to go to an Asian store if I don't have a store? If I don't have a store, how can I tell you to boycott the only store in the neighborhood? No, we can't. We shouldn't boycott the Asians. We should replace the Asians. Yeah. We shouldn't boycott them. We should replace them. We should replace them. When we start talking replace them, I bet don't no Asian open up their mouth. Replace the Asians. Yeah. Replace them. Replace the Arabs. Replace the Hispanics. Replace everybody. If you're not black, if you're not a foundational black American, don't come here getting no money. Because there's nobody that gets money from foundational black Americans, including Africans and Caribbeans, that do put anything back. It all goes to their group. And we can't afford that anymore. We can't afford to take care of other people. We can't afford to spend no money with nobody that's not putting no money back. We're already doing that with these big European companies. We're already doing that with the phone company. We're already doing that with the electrical company. We're already doing that with the internet companies. So we cannot do that with stores and barbershops and stuff like that. Okay? We can't do that no more. And we can't have all these bum young brothers walking around doing nothing while the Asians is in the neighborhood making money. That's our fault. That's our fault. You got all these bum young brothers and sisters ain't making nothing out themselves in the community instead of going and opening up these businesses in the community. That can't be tolerated either. Now you're going to go to college, you're going to get a trade, or you're going to take your ass up there and open up a store. You understand? And connecting across the country is a good thing, but we got to make money, local money. We got to make local money because I'm in Chicago. I can't help you in Dallas. I can't help you in LA. I can't help you in Philadelphia. Any military branch is self-contained. If there's a military unit over here, they don't need the military unit over there. They are totally equipped to handle their business. And this is how we got to be with business. I'm glad you said that, yeah, because we are thinking too big all the time. We're thinking too big. And you're right. But if the women is thinking about hair all the time, why aren't we getting their hair money? Hey, Brother Azim, when I grew up in the 60s, black men, all they thought about their barbershop. My mama thought about her hair, and guess who did my mother's hair? Black women. Guess who cut me and my daddy's hair? Black men. So their hair is not a problem. The problem is who we going to get their hair. The hair is not the problem. The problem is we ain't the barbers. We ain't the beauticians. We ain't selling their hair products. In the 60s, when you used to go to buy wigs and stuff, it was Asians way back then. Who's old enough to remember when you used to go by those wig shops? That was Mr. Chin had the wig shops because he had to connect to order them wigs from Asia. All that got to go. To the point where if we do our money right and save our money, we can begin to manufacture that stuff ourselves too. Why aren't we putting money together? We got all these millionaires and billionaires black. Why aren't we manufacturing hair here? Anything that could be manufactured in Asia could be manufactured right here. What they got that we don't got? When is the black man going to open his own factories and stop thinking that you got to buy something from somebody else's factory? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can go to China and get the hair, but we can also make the hair. If they can make hair in China, we can make hair here. They not gods or nothing. They're not doing nothing unhuman. Now I can see if they were some type of aliens and they were doing something unhuman, and we like, oh, we got to get the hair from the Chinese. But a Chinese man ain't no different than a black man. It ain't nothing he can do that we can't do. All of this that they can do it is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because before we order hair from Asia, I would prefer Mexicans make it here. I'd rather buy it right from here to the Mexicans because the Mexicans keep the money in America. They don't send the money to Mexico. So it would be better business if the Mexicans opened factory and made the hair. They sell wholesale. We sell retail. Anybody knows retail make money and wholesale. The guy with the birds make money. The guy that breaks it down to the ounces makes money too. Everybody make money. And so in terms of the USA, why do we keep ordering stuff from overseas when we got all these Mexicans here and Mexicans can do anything? Everybody know that. Everybody know that Mexicans can open a hair factory and put out hair just as quick as am I lying? Am I lying? Now the Mexican is right here. So that means if I go buy some hair from a Mexican factory right here, that money stays in the United States. But if I go order hair from Korea and Asia, that money gone. And it's not going to hurt me if they make it because then we opening up the hair stores and we're making millions selling retail. Let the Mexicans manufacture, right? And let us do the retail. They do the wholesale, we do the retail. All the money stays in the United States. And if you know anything about money, When money circulates, everybody can get some. If you're a hustler, you know, long as the money here, you can get it. You can't get it when it's way over there. But if the money's in the United States circulating, you can get it. If you're a hustler, you know what I'm talking about. You can't get no money that's not here. You can't get no money. You can't get money if it's not here. So it's really time. The Hispanics, hey, Alexis, the Hispanics can make their hair, can't they? Man, listen, our Hispanic brothers and sisters can make that hair. Facts. Absolute facts. Quick and fast. And can put a factory together quick and get employees quick. Which puts us in a position now to open up the retail stores. Because you got manufacturing, you got retail. Both of those make money. Both make money. Retail makes money. We're not even doing no retail. So imagine if we had Hispanics making the hair and we was doing the retail and we was doing the salons. We was doing the braiding, we was doing the hair, and we was selling the hair. That's 3-4 businesses we can get just from getting the hair from them. Then you could do the same thing with the nails and all of that. It's got to be some changes. Yeah, I seen that. There's got to be some changes to how we doing business. We can boycott, but a boycott's not no good if you don't replace the people you boycott. Because all you're going to do is go right back, like the African hair boycott. We did the African hair boycott. And then when it was over, what did all the women do? They went right back. Why? Where else they gonna go? Where else they gonna go? And the main problem with the Asians is the money's going out the country. That's the problem. And that's the problem America's been having for a long time. America's been falling because America don't make nothing. And the white American it didn't fall off. When I was a baby, everything was Motorola, Zenith, Ford, Chevy, Cadillac, Buick, Oldsmobile, factories, jobs. America was at the top. Then Americans wanted to go work in business, wanted to work in offices. They didn't want to work in the factory no more. They let the factories start replacing them with robots, right? But when the factories replaced them with robots, they should have boycotted whatever the factories were selling. If you lose your job because they automate Ford, don't buy no Ford. Tell them you're not buying it unless they hire people. You're not going to buy their product. Why would you buy a product from somebody that ain't going to hire you? Why? Why would you buy a car from somebody that's going to have a robot make the car and ain't going to hire you? In the 60s, 70s, people bought cars. A lot of people that bought Fords worked for Ford, and they would give you a discount. All my great uncles, all my grandmother's brothers, they all worked for Ford. They all lived in Detroit. They bought homes. They had cars. So why would you let somebody sell you something that won't hire you? Why would I go to an Asian and get my hair done but they won't hire no black women. Not a black woman in there anyway. Where? But you going in there buying stuff from them, but they will never hire you. They ain't gonna let you make no money with them. Since when Foundation of Black Americans start dealing with people that don't let you make no money with them? That used to be against. That was now. If I can't get no money with you, you out of here. Right? If I can't get no money with you, you out of here. Since when? Since when we started doing that? Make it make some sense. There's got to be some changes. Now, the jury returned the verdict for Rick Child. Child 61, who was Asian, shot Cyrus Belton in the back after chasing him from his convenience store in Colombia. He maintained he acted to defend his son. The unaliving sent waves and anguish and grief through the foundational Black American community in Richland County, where nearly half the population is Black. After the verdict was read, sobs and cries of distress could be heard coming from Belton's family seated in the gallery. Child sat silently froze before slowly bowing his head onto his interlocked hands. So this man come into the community, sell and make a lot of money. A kid take a bottle of water that don't cost him nothing but 15 cents, he not gonna lose a dime. And the kid that took the water have spent how much money with him? Spent how much money with him? He said, they just put all the Blacks out of my apartment building, even me. Wow. Some Asians. And we be spending money with them. We be spending money with them. Let them get their own money. Let them go separate off to themselves. Let them see if they can support their own businesses, which they can't. So he said he been doing that to people in the neighborhood. Right. But the neighborhood got Black gangs. The Black gangs is violating all the codes because the Black gangs was designed for that not to be able to happen. So all them tough Tonys in that city that's around there terrorizing young Black boys and Black men, where they at? Where they at? I'm sure there's Crips and Bloods there, probably GDs and stuff like that. Where they at? And he said he didn't even steal nothing. But they just got somebody in the community spending money with somebody who don't like them in the first place. When I lived in O Block, it was some Arabs across the street. And my stepdaughters and my stepson and my son came and said that he was talking greasy to them in there. So I went over to the store and I let the Arab dudes know one thing you don't want. You do not want me to come back. You don't want me to come back in this store. And I said, do y'all understand me? I made them give me an answer. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then they look. I said, no. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand what I'm saying, I can come back now. Listen, you do not want me to come back in this store. So then I told my children, don't never go in there and buy nothing again. Don't ever spend no money with him. And so like weeks later, I would be parked across the street in front of it. I would see them, they would wave. And I would do this. Don't keep waving at me. You know what I'm saying? Listen, don't keep waving at me. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, don't go back in there no more. Don't go in there. Go down there to Walgreens. They treat you with respect. Don't go in there and buy nothing enough from them. Because I told them, you're not going to be able to walk. You ain't going to be able to park on King Drive and walk in and out there and disrespect our children. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all thinking. So when I went back, I told all the little BDs, and I ain't no BD. I told all the little BDs, hey, they over there tripping across the street, disrespected. They said, all right, Ja Rule, just let us know if they keep tripping. A couple of them said, that's why I don't go over there messing with them, because they be tweaking, Shorty said. Boy, you think you were going to come over here and do all that like that? I was heated too. I was heated. I was heated. I was heated. I was not playing. It was 3 or 4 of them in there and did nobody move. I told them, don't move. Don't even move. Don't move. I didn't have no weapon or nothing. I don't want YouTube to get it. But I told them, don't move though. Don't move. Stand here and listen what I'm telling you. Don't flinch. Don't move. This ain't them little BDs. This big Pharaoh. This ain't them other people. This ain't these other black. This ain't them. This the big league. Okay, I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? You done messed up. You done messed up. Do you know? You know what I'm saying? You done messed up for real. They sitting there shaking like a leaf. Disrespecting you in your own community. I told my children don't go back in there because I don't want to crash out. And they might spike your food. Next thing you know, you're going there and get a piece of candy. They'll give you a bad piece of candy, and then you pass away. So you can't be playing with these people. And then when they get in trouble, they can jump on the plane and be gone. They don't even know where they're at. You understand what I'm saying? But this is because we not doing no business. The black man, the foundational black American man, got a gap in his game. What I mean by that, the foundational black American man has been moving up as far as education, knowledge, getting jobs like lawyers, doctors, getting all the municipal jobs, bus drivers, police officers, firemen. We've been doing good with that. But the problem is we have a lot of single mothers. We have a lot of foundational black men going to prison, and they got sons out here. So now, even though we got these successful FBAs, we got these bum FBAs, ain't had no father, nothing. They just gang members. They just sit around the neighborhood. They don't bring nothing to the table. Now, ain't nobody making them do no business. Ain't nobody making them open barbershops. Ain't nobody making them open beauty salons. Ain't nobody making them open stores. And we're like, if you ain't going to be an upper echelon black and move up in business and stuff, then you got to be a community business person. You just can't just be in the community, but you ain't putting nothing back in the community. How y'all just walk around the community every day selling illegal stuff, doing that, but y'all don't open the gas station in the community? Y'all don't go, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't use y'all gangster to take over the Asian store? Y'all some gangsters. All right. Y'all don't tell black people don't go in there and spend with them Asians over there. Let them go, or them Arabs over there. Let them go out of business and y'all go buy it. Y'all OGs got money. They the one providing the work. So they got money. Y'all out there doing illegal stuff and passing it back up the line to the OGs. Tell them OGs, hey, go put the money up from the store. We'll run it. Once we pay your money back, it's ours. If it's money, the OG's going to say, bet. They're going to go buy the store. But you can't be lazy, want to play video games, and lazy. And y'all didn't let the young black man be lazy. He looking for the easy way out. He don't want to work. He don't want to be responsible. He don't want to do nothing in the community. He fine with being in the community, buying stuff from another man. Got his woman going over there getting stuff from another man. And he over there flirting with your baby mama. How you young black man let your woman go in these gas stations, these stores where another man from another country and a whole nother race of people flirt with your black baby mama? Now she pregnant, she had this light-skinned baby you think is yours. But it's the dude in the store's baby. And then ain't nobody doing nothing about it. The Nation of Islam ain't doing nothing. That's why I be kind of beefing with Farrakhan enough. Because they sit there and let their Arab brother exploit their race of people. So it's like they put, what is y'all doing? Put Islam before black? So because they Islamic, they get a pass to have all the gas stations exploit the neighborhood? You don't see them. But you get on them platforms criticizing foundational black Americans constantly while other people's manipulating our neighborhood. That's the beef I got with Farrakhan enough. I got serious beef with the Nation of Islam. They failed us. That ain't what Elijah didn't push that. Elijah pushed do for self. How you praising Allah and let another man praising the same God come and exploit your black people? So now to them, the Nation of Islam is some cowards. You think them Arabs in our neighborhood making all that money respecting, they like, y'all don't run nothing. Soon as they leave the mosque, they got to come back ask for me. And then when I was talking like that, I had brothers from the Nation of Islam come and play threatening me, which is dangerous because y'all ain't gang like that. Y'all know the Nation of Islam ain't better than the gangs. I don't know what nobody believes, but it's funny how they want to get on my bumper, but they ain't getting on none of these Arab bumpers that's around sleeping with our women, selling needles, selling baggies, selling all the paraphernalia for illegal substance sales to our own people. They getting all the paraphernalia from the gas stations. Go to any gas station in Chicago, you're gonna see digital scales in the window. Facts. Where they getting the digital scales from? They getting them from the Arab gas station. Where they getting the baggies from? Where they getting them from? Oh, Farrakhan don't see that. He ain't see that. I'm just saying. Mustafa don't see that. He blind. He don't see that. And he come up here from my era. He be outside. He know why he ain't saying nothing. He ain't old as his daddy. He's supposed to know what's going on. He's supposed to know what's going on. To the point, the biggest representatives of Islam is the vice lords and the Blackstones. Why so? Why so? In the county jail, the most Muslims is Blackstones, vice lords, folk on hustlers. They in the name of Islam. And it ain't nothing religious about them. They say, the gang members, when we sit down and eat, they say the prayers, right? But they ain't holy worth a damn. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, it's absolutely crazy. Straight loser criminals, I'm telling you, it's under Islam on everything I love. And the other side is under Lucifer, except the BDs. But the GDs under the rake, under the pitchforks. You can't make this under the devil, straight up. Devil's disciples on everything, I'm telling you. On everything. I ain't mad at the females. I ain't mad at the females. That's why I don't say nothing about the females. Because the females is a representative of their kings. That's why y'all don't see me getting on the females. Everything the female, that's the representative of the male. That's the male's fault. It ain't never the women's fault. When you're a man and you're like, our women be doing this and that. What that sound like? Imagine a king of a country talking about, my queen be doing this and that. And my queen be, bro, how you the king? How you the king? Nah, that's why I don't be coming down on the women. The women is a reflection of the men. The women is not the reflection of the women. The women is 100% reflection of the men. 100. The black woman in America is 100% reflection of the weak black male. So now I'm looking at black men saying, boycott the Asians with nothing to replace what you boycott. So you telling me don't go to the Asian gas station. All right, where your gas station at? But nobody don't say this part. Okay, don't go to the gas station. Don't go buy none from the Asian. Where the black one at? Where the black one? That's not a good question. If we're going to boycott the Asian and African businesses, where's the foundational black American one? Remember when we told the sisters don't go to the African braiding shops? Okay, where's the FBA braiding shops? Now we saying don't spend with the Asians. Okay, where's the FBA versions of the Asian stuff? How you tell somebody don't go nowhere, but you ain't got nowhere to replace it? Okay, if the Arabs are slave traders, what you doing about it? Because you shopping with them in your neighborhood, shopping with them, and you ain't doing nothing about it. Name me a business you run like they got. Well, name me a business you got that the Arabs got, and we'll come shop with you instead of the Arabs. But for you to talk about the Arabs, exactly, that's my whole point. For you to talk about the Arabs, but they doing better than you, for you to go get gas from Arabs and come back and say the Arabs is a slave trader, I'm confused. So you buy gas from the person that enslaved you? I just said that's who you go get your gas from. That's who's on the corner of your neighborhood, the same person that enslaved you. That's who you go buy your gas from. I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. So yeah, on the internet, you don't like the Arabs, you don't like the Asians, but in real life, you don't like me. In real life, you know what the black man don't like? Another black man. The only person that the foundational black American don't like is the foundational black American male. That's a fact. You could talk, but in real life, here in the big rack, in the shot rack, if you go out there, like Big Pharaoh be out there, and you get did dirty, guess who gonna do you dirty? FBA. That don't even know the FBA because you ain't getting a message to the shorties. Them FBA shorties gonna do you dirty. They gonna do your wife dirty. They gonna do your kids dirty. They gonna carjack you and they might leave you out there stinking. Yeah. Yeah, when I go outside, I don't have to look out for Arabs. I don't have to look out for Chinese. I don't have to look out for whites. No, not when I go out there. When I go out there, I got to look out for black men. They're my enemy out there. That's my enemy. And so when I go outside and I see black men, I be like the devil. That's why I'm still alive. Listen, I got stabbed. Who did it? An Arab, an Asian? No, a black man. For nothing. That's a fact. A Mexican didn't do it. A Mexican didn't do it. The person I got to look out for is the black man. The only person that comes on my live and give me a hard time is the black man. The only people I have to block is the black man. I don't have to block no Asians, no Arabs, none. I have to block a black man. A black man is the one I got to block. A black man come and disrupt my conversation. A black man come be all disrespectful, talk crazy, off subject. A black man be a coward, fake name, fake picture, selling fake wolf tickets. A black man put on a King Kong outfit when really he's somewhere talking about meow, meow. He ain't no King Kong, he ain't no gorilla, he ain't no lion. If he was, the black community would be doing better. You ain't no lion, you a cock-a-doodle-doo. You ain't nothing. Don't no other races respect you. They look at you as a coward. They look at you ain't going to do nothing but to somebody your own. You ain't going to do nothing to nobody else. That's how the rest of the world look at you. That all you do is hurt your own, but you don't sell your own nothing. You don't create nothing for your own. You ain't got gas stations for your own. You ain't got stores for your own. You ain't got housing for your own. You don't sell food to your own. You don't do nothing for your own but hurt your own. That's the black man in America. When you do go get money, all you want to do is show out in front of your own. Show you got the best car. You got the best clothes. But you don't sell no cars. You think it's a big deal because you went and bought a car, because you went and worked for another race and got some money and bought a car. And then you use the car to sleep with all your brother's women. You use your money in your car to break up families and make sure people don't get married and make sure children don't got their mom. You turn their mom into a bus down. That's what you do. You take a mother of a child and you just bust her down and just embarrass her. You don't even come in and try to raise the boy. You just F his mama and go. You are MF in real life. That's all you do. You're a home wrecker. You're a big ass punk. You big old woo woo. And then when you run into somebody like me, now you're talking about meow, meow, meow. The only reason I can't deal with you because you're a crash dummy and you're willing to go to prison and I'm not. That's the only advantage you got in the community. Is you stupid. That's the only listen, the black man that's a problem in the community, he got the advantage because he don't mind going to prison and don't nobody else want to go to prison. He'll do something stupid and crash out and go right to prison. That's how he beat me. He could beat me because I ain't willing to go to prison and he's stupid and he willing to do 25 years in prison, a life in prison. He's stupid. I can't beat him. You win. Because you're going to do something to me right on camera and go to prison. Because you a crash and a dummy. Yeah, you both. You ain't no crash dummy. You's a crash out and you's a dummy. You got two defects. So don't nobody want to tangle up with you because ain't nobody want to go to prison but you. And then you go to prison and you violate each other 10, 20, 30 years. To the point where if you're a handicapped man in a wheelchair or whatever, and you go to prison, you know what they're going to do to you? I can't even say. Do you know what they do in prison? What the black men do to other black men that's like handicapped, blind, can't walk? Do you know what they do to them? You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Go look it up. Do you know what they do to the black people can't defend themselves, the blind? You wouldn't even believe it. Go watch OG Percy. Go watch one of his recent videos. They got a whole new thing where they got the prison look behind them and they interviewing brothers talking about that. Go watch OG Percy. He gonna tell you what they do to you if you go to prison and you handicapped, can't walk, can't see. They totally abuse you. I'm talking about totally. They take your food. They do all type of sexual stuff to you, all kind. Yeah, yeah, they do all type. The stuff they do to you. It's something you need to see, especially if you're gonna have sons. Some stuff you don't want to see, but how you gonna teach your sons if you don't know? Yeah, yeah. Go in there and have any type of weakness. Show any your own black men. That's what they're gonna do. Yeah, well, Real Tunes got a whole nother segment now, like prison interviews. They got a whole new segment. Okay, now they got a whole new segment. You should go. You need to go see it. Yeah, you need to go. You need to go. You need to go see it. You need to. And if you got teenage sons, you definitely need to make them watch it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you got teenage sons, You definitely need to make them watch it. You think I'm lying? Yeah. That's one of the main things you need to, your children, your sons need to know about that. So they stay out that penitentiary, they're going to make something out there. So, yeah, on my soul. I'm telling you. If you really want to know what's going on, if you really want to help the community, you can't help the community if you don't know what's going on. Yeah, if you don't know what's going on, you know, you can't help the community. I'm just telling you. You need to know what's going on. Thanks. All of you black men, y'all need to go. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to go. Y'all need to go support this channel so your sons know. Prison Stories 101. Go check it out. If you got teenage sons, definitely make them watch. Sit down here, boy, and watch something. Yeah, go check it out. Go check it out. All young black boys from, I would say, 8th grade on up. The parents need to make them watch a couple of these stories. It could save their life. I ain't lying. This definitely could keep them out of prison. I'm just telling you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Yeah, he told you wasn't hard because you didn't do prison. He talking crazy. He say, in the state of Louisiana, the governor is going to trial 13-year-olds as adults because of the thing in Baton Rouge. Yeah, I believe it. Because the young babies is, you understand? So now what this got to do with this conversation? Because they ain't being groomed and trained to be productive. They not being trained to do nothing in the community, to work in stores for their own people, to work in gas stations for their own people. They're not being trained to make honest money. They're not being trained to be businessmen, to have a corporate mindset. They're not trained in no type of economics. So even when they get in the streets, right, and they want to do illicit business, they get robbed and they get done dirty because if you don't got a business mind, you can't hustle, right? So if I'm the big dealer and the people that's buying from me and selling on the streets is illiterate on business, they gonna always be my customers. They never gonna get more and more and more and move up to be a boss. They gonna always keep calling me for them small amounts and keep me in business. And then they gonna be rotated because when you go to jail, another one just go step out there and sell my stuff. And so when you look at when you get into the illicit business, the ones at top, they try to keep you down. They don't want you to get more, did more, and then move up to a different clientele. Because when you get more, you move up to a different clientele. You start dealing with business people and corporate people start buying from you. No, they want to keep you on the block, hand to mouth, right in front of the police. Facts. Every time you want to get a little bit, he show right up. He show right up. But once you want to get a lot, now it take all day. Yeah, it take all day when he see you breaking free. Because the more you get, the less quick you got to call him. I ain't got to call you back. I got a lot. I got enough to hold me. I'll talk to you in 2 or 3 months. Now they want you to call them every day, every 2 days to get a little bit, get a little bit, get a little bit, and be a slave for them. They don't want you to get a lot. They don't want you to get a lot. They don't want you to be like me. Everybody know what my thing was. Don't call me, I'll call you. I'll call you when I'm ready. Don't call me, ask me, am I ready? Did I call you? But nigga, I ain't ready. Yeah. Don't call me, ask me, I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. I'm not gonna be ready for a long time. Because I'm a businessman. I don't buy a lot. I didn't ever buy a lot and sell it in big bulk. I bought a lot and still sold it at the lowest retail. That way I ain't got to come back and I maximize my profit. And I stay out of jail. That's why I ain't never been to prison. Basically. So we have to do business in our neighborhood and start teaching these young boys legal business. They running around. We got young black men running around selling illicit stuff, robbing and stuff, going to prison, making less money than the foreigners doing legal business. The people on the corner with the store stuff making way more money than you. You going and you doing illegal stuff, and then you running over buying Cheetos and Flaming Hots and juices from them and blunts from them. You giving them a certain portion of your money as soon as you get it in. Tell me I'm lying. I lived in Old Block. I used to do social studies. I used to look out my window and do social studies. I studied the hood. The shorties get up early in the morning and go outside to catch people going to work to sell them stuff. And the first thing they do is go across the street, get some blunts, a 50-cent juice or a 25-cent juice, and some Flaming Hots. That's their breakfast. Yeah, that's their breakfast. And I would look out and watch the program first thing in the morning. The first thing they do is go get their money to the Arabs across the street. That's first, before they make a dime. The Arabs got all the blunts, making millions of dollars off of blunts. I'm talking about millions. Making millions of dollars. Because when I was a vendor, I'm the first one that had BDs and blunts at the reggae festivals and the black festivals. I'm one of the original hustlers. I had blunts. Blunts made me a lot of money at reggae festival, black conscious festivals. I made a lot of money because when they see the blunts, they say, let me get 2 blunts. They say, you got something to go in them? And you know the rest of the story. I ain't going to incriminate myself, but the blunts advertised what went in the blunts. So by the time this conscious festival's over 3 days, I done made about $2 grand and it ain't t-shirts. So I done made about $2,000 in t-shirts and stuff, and about $2,000 in blunts and what go in the blunts. You know what I'm saying? Before the song was out, I wake up in the morning. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm going to get it. That was free advertising. So I was going to the wholesale place getting the boxes of the blunts. Do I think a person, when they do time, their record should be completely clear? No, it depends on the crime. Each crime should have a certain amount of time for it get cleared. A murder should never go away. They ain't coming back. So why should your record be cleared? If you unalive my son, that's forever. So that record of unaliving my son got to be forever. So it got to be based on what the crime is. You know what I'm saying? The aliens wasn't set up. You let them set up. You let people set up. If they put somebody in your neighborhood and you go spend money with them, who's setting them up? The government can't make you spend money with them. If the government gives some Chinese money to come in the neighborhood, do that mean I got to buy from them? While you out there trying to buy 3 or 4 cars and won't put no money back so you get a store so I can come by with you? Whose fault is it that the black man don't invest in his neighborhood? Before the black man invests in his neighborhood, he'll go buy $10,000 worth of Gucci and Louis. Facts. He'll go, before he put $3,000 in the neighborhood to open a store, he'll spend $80,000 on shoes and Gucci and Louis. Facts. Another $100,000 on jewelry. That's a fact. That's a fact. The black man show you he throw away way more money to go in business. Them Asians don't be having money like that you be spending on clothes and cars and stuff. That's a fact. When I get around you, all you want me to see is your Bally shoes, your Gucci shoes, your Louis bag, your minks, your rims on your car. And them rims on the car could have opened up a store that could have bought how many cars? Then you get locked up. You come in the county with me. You talking about Pharaoh? Do you know? Right? I didn't ask her to bring nothing. I told her to bring me a joint. And she bought all that stuff. See, brothers like you don't listen, Renee. I did not tell her I taught her to bring me something to smoke. I didn't tell her to bring. She went and put 2 zips in the shoes. I opened the shoe thinking it's a joint. I did not tell her to bring that. So why you ask me about a story you didn't listen to? You never listened. The story, hey, listen. This why I say when people be playing catch up when they mustard. Now the story went, she was supposed to bring me a joint. And when I got upstairs and opened the shoes, there was 2 zips in there. And we could have went to prison was the story, Renee. The story was she could have sent me to prison because I didn't ask for that. So why you ask me about something that you was too unintelligent to listen to the damn story? You didn't even listen to the story. You another problem in the black community because you ain't even listen to the story. You ain't listen to the story. She ain't even listen to the story. She wanted to be an enemy against me. But when I was telling the story, she didn't listen. Now she trying to tell me a story that she never listened to. Because that's how the story went. You understand? That's how the story went. No, she making herself look like a fool. This big Pharaoh. She looks stupid. She ain't doing nothing to me. She looks stupid. Because everybody hold the story, know the story, how the story went. She ain't trying to do nothing. She looking stupid. This big Pharaoh, you can't do nothing to me. You gonna embarrass yourself. The story was she wasn't supposed to bring that, and I gave it away. I gave it to one of the brothers. Say, here, I don't want this. I'm not finna go to jail. In jail, that's the real story. And she came up there with my daughter, that was newborn, and my son. So who believes I told her to come up there with them kids with 2 zips in the damn shoes, and then she didn't even hide them right. She just pulled the sole up and put it in there. On my soul. She didn't even hide it. She didn't even hide it right. On everything I love, she didn't even do it right. So see, you be having ops over here, okay? You be having ops like this over here watching you, right? And they don't really like you like that. You understand? Now outside, she make that mistake outside, things will go bad for her. Because she'd be identified as an op. She'd be an op from that point. We'd be like, watch her. That's the whole story, though. She was just supposed to bring a joint. Because, hey, listen, because the story went like this. I'm going to tell the story. The story went like this. There was a spot, listen, so y'all can learn. There was a spot in the last chair this way. And there's a big plexiglass. So you talk to the person through the glass, right? So if you went to the chair on the end, it wasn't totally sealed. So what they would do is, right? What they would do is, it was enough room to slide this through there, right? So she was supposed to bring just a joint, put it in the thing like this and fold it, and she was supposed to push it through the side of the glass, right? So when I get to go see her, I push the thing through the glass, the paper. She's supposed to open a little piece of paper, put just a joint in there and push it back through. She said, it's in the shoes. She said, it's in the shoes. Listen, and it's a black lieutenant who don't play. He was on duty. She in there with my baby, with my daughter, just born, and my son. My baby daughter was born to preemie. When I pushed the paper in there, she said it's in the shoes. I ended the visit. I said, go, go, go. Because I wanted them to get out the building, because if they find it, she going to prison. Oh, my soul. So I tell her, go, 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 go. This is going to be in my book, maybe. So now I go in the hallway, right? And I'm nervous because I don't know if they got out the building. I don't know if they found it. So I'm in the hallway. And all of a sudden, I seen one of the guards coming with my clothes and my shoes. So I get my clothes and my shoes and I go up to the deck. Only one dude knew I was going to go get this joint. He done told everybody. So everybody waiting for me to come back. This is how you go to jail in jail. They not smart. So we go in one of the cells. When I pull up the bottom of the shoe, it's a whole ounce in there. I open the other shoe, it's 2 ounces. Just in the bottom. Now, what fool believe I told her to do that? On my soul. 2 whole zips in the shoes. She got lucky. And at that time, still nervous, thinking they trying to get me to take it upstairs, to kick the doors up and upstairs and catch me upstairs. So I still ain't comfortable. So I gave it away to my boy. I took one spliff out and told him, man, I don't want this. I was getting big money outside. What the hell I want with that? So now I told that story. So now I got a hater that I got to watch, right? That say, you asked your queen to bring something into jail. A hater. Which that ain't the story. And then people like me, we don't look at cannabis as a drug anyway. And now it's proven that it's not a drug because you got dispensaries. So not only is that stupid that you didn't listen to the story, but herb ain't really a drug anyway. So you saw. So now I'm looking if I want you to keep watching me, because now you're making me uncomfortable. I don't know if I want you watching me. Because in the streets now, we can't trust you. Because it look like you trying to listen and throw stories back in my face. So I don't know if I trust you. You know what I'm saying? I don't really trust you. I'm uncomfortable with you being over here at this point. Because where I come from, it's either friend or foe. And you know what I'm saying? I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I think you gotta go back. I just don't trust you. I gotta ban you. I can't trust you. I ain't comfortable with you watching me. So you banned. I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I can't trust you if you watching me and you trying to make up flaws. You know what I'm saying? See in the streets. Yeah, bye. I ain't asked you to come over here anyway. In the streets, you can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? I can't trust you in the streets. Yeah, Jay Blow, bye. Nobody told you to come over here. I don't know you. I don't know your family. I don't give a F about you. I don't know you. You didn't even have to tell me. That's soft to tell me you leaving. So you feminine. When I go to somebody's page, I don't like what they say. I just log off. So once I see you announce you log off, to me, you kitty cat. You know what I'm saying? What kind of soldier make an announcement, bro? Just log off. Man, I'm finna log off. I'm finna go, bro. Did you have a father in your life, or just women raised you? Because that's feminine. Yeah, that's feminine. Yeah, real life. I wouldn't hang with you either. I would never mess with you. Because all you are, if you was a G, you would have just logged off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you was a G, but you a P, so you're like, I don't like what you saying. I'm finna go, And it's like, bye, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Bye. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Oh, please don't leave. Please. Boy, if you don't get your ass out of here, okay? We push masculinity over here. You're on the wrong page anyway. You know what I'm saying? We push masculinity. Don't y'all ever do that. Y'all don't like when somebody say just log off. You don't got to make no announcement. He make an announcement. Fair, I don't like what you saying. I'm going to go. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Boy, shut up. You know what I'm saying? What is this? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on about the Asians, but I'm not understanding how you could boycott somebody when you can't replace the businesses you boycott. I'm not understanding that part. I'm not understanding how you could boycott food places if foundational Black Americans don't got the food places in the neighborhood. I'm not understanding how you could boycott hair salons when foundational Black Americans don't have the hair salons. I'm not understanding how you can boycott the little corner stores and stuff when the foundational Black Americans don't have the corner stores. And this is why people running over us, because they know we can't get rid of them because we don't have it. That's why the Asian dude was talking crazy to us. He was talking crazy, saying, how you gonna boycott us? We run everything. Basically, he looking at you like, and then go where? That don't nobody want to address that part that the Asian guy said. He said straight to your face, you can't boycott him because you don't run nothing, you don't make nothing, you don't control nothing in your neighborhood. Told you straight to your face. You can't boycott the gas stations because you don't run no gas stations. You can't boycott the Asian businesses because you don't run no businesses. You can't boycott the Hispanic or white businesses because you don't run no businesses. Because you got people and the Black Foundation of Black Americans and Black people in general, the only person you hate on, the only person you shoot down, the only people you watching to criticize is Black people, like Renee did. Renee ain't gonna do nothing to nobody else but me, her brother, if she even Black. She ain't gonna do that to no. She ain't gonna put nobody else under no microscope but her brother. She gonna take her ass right to foreign people, buy her hair, buy her food, buy her nails, straight up. And then she gonna come over here and hate on me. She ain't none of her clothes come from Black people. None. Nothing she buy come from Black people. Renee. Not her clothes, not her food, not stuff on her hair, not them fake nails, not that toxic makeup, not them fake eyelashes, none of that. Their hair ain't even Black. Their hair is Asian hair. Facts. Ain't nothing she got Black. Nothing. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, are we talking about how much business they do or how much business we not doing? What about you? What kind of business you doing? Because to cheer somebody else's business when you ain't got no business is counterproductive. It's counterproductive. This conversation is about what we don't have. It's not about what nobody else got. That ain't what I'm talking about, what nobody else got. I'm talking about what we don't got. And the reason we don't got nothing, because the Black man is a goofy, a loser, and a hater. The Black man does not like the Black man. The number one man that the Black man don't like is the Black man. You see all these brothers and stuff talking about foundational Black Americans and really pushing back at other Black men. The fact is, foundational Black Americans' number one enemy is foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans get unalived mostly by foundational Black Americans. The GDs is foundational Black Americans. The BDs is foundational Black Americans. The Blackstones is foundational Black Americans. The Four Corner Hustlers is foundational Black Americans. The Crips are foundational Black Americans. The Bloods are foundational Black Americans. And all they do is hurt foundational Black Americans. Only people they beef with is foundational Black Americans. Yet, foundational Black Americans don't got no businesses. It's not hard nothing. It's not hard for you to work together. Other races ain't got nothing to do with the fact you don't work with your own people. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Other races ain't got nothing to do with the fact you can't sit down with me without arguing and start a business. They not coming to the meeting and stopping nothing. You understand? They not coming to the meeting and stopping nothing. How can we get back to how it used to be? Owned everything. We can't get back. The only way we can get back is through force. Black men got to be whoop the bam. People like me got to come outside and give y'all offer you can't refuse. Because you a chronic arguer, you're a habitual disagreeer. So it takes militancy and no room for no disagreement. The only way the black man gonna get together, he gotta shut up and do what he told. Cause he gonna debate right out of anything getting done. You can't do nothing positive with a professional arguer and a professional disagreeer. You can't have no meeting with somebody gonna spend 2 hours disagreeing instead of moving on to the next section and the next section to get something done. I speak for a lot of black men. The only way we get somewhere is by ourselves. We can't do nothing with you. The only way we can be successful is to be the boss and hire everybody so we can fire you. We can't be business partners. You can't be my partner. I gotta be the boss. Now you want to come here and do what you're supposed to do, what the company rules is, or get out. That's how I'll build a company. I cannot build a company with you. I can't build no company with you. I gotta be the boss. Now you want to come in and get some money on the company, or you want to get the hell out. It's got to be a dictatorship because you're a filibuster all day and nothing to get done. That's why I say all the time, the best way for black people to get somewhere is with the black woman. The black woman is the one that know how to work together and get something done. The black man is an idiot. The foundational black man is an idiot. Okay? If I wanted to build a company and go somewhere and I wanted to hire 10 people, I would have to hire 10 black women, not no dudes. Because you can't come in and work for the company. You want to come in and try to compete with me. But you ain't going to want to put up the money I put up. You want to block. You don't really want to get nothing. You're going to spend all your time competing. I want to get a business to compete with this business. You want to get in the business and compete with me. That's all you're going to do. You're never going to think about us competing with somebody else. The black man going to come into the meeting and we thinking about starting a business to compete with other businesses, but he only going to be thinking about competing with me at the meeting. That's a fact. That's why the only thing we got going is gangs, because in a gang, right? In a gang, you're going to do what you told by the higher up in the gang, or you're going to catch a violation. That's a fact. That's why the gang's the only thing that is successful. Because the gangs, you don't get no opinion. Yeah, you over here got all these opinions, but get locked up with me and be a part of what we are. I bet you're going to shut up and do what we tell you on my soul. Yeah, you're going to shut up. You're going to shut the hell up. And you're going to do what you told. In that penitentiary, in that county jail, when we tell you clean the table, whoever lies, clean the table, I bet that table get clean. I bet you shut up. That's why I be looking at brothers over here. Get locked up. And you're going to tell what the higher rankings tell you. You're going to do what they tell you. That's a fact. Your opinion is gone. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you ain't got no opinion. I bet you. You're going to come in and you're going to get in where you fit in and you're going to do it like it's been getting done. You ain't changing nothing. And you ain't talking back. And you're going to play your position. And you're going to have to earn your rank. You ain't going to be able, you ain't getting no rank with this. You ain't coming in and getting nothing. So that's why that's the only thing we got is the games. Whereas the white man, he knows how to get together, and his mind, and the Asian man, his mind is the business, excel the business. So they not into competing with each other. They into their business, compete with other businesses. So they come in with a unified mindset to compete against other unified mindset. The black man come in with an individual mindset. He don't have a corporate business mindset. So you can't do business with his dumb ass. Because he ain't no business. He a slave. He still got a slave mentality. He don't got a business mentality. He never ran a plantation. He was a slave on the plantation. So he don't got that mind. So you can't hardly do business with him. The only black people that got the right mindset is the black woman. She the only one. That's why the black woman is more respected in corporate America than the black man. They're going to hire the black woman before they hire you. That's a fact. Tell me I'm lying. That's why when you go to corporate America, you see the black woman because she knows how to be corporate. She knows how to play a position. The black man think everything is a competition and he's too busy in competing with the other person, but he don't want the business to compete with the other business. He don't got that mindset for the business to compete with the other business. His mindset is to compete with the other person. That's his mindset. When I on my record label, when I get a bunch of rappers, listen, on my soul, I'm gonna tell you a true story. So I had some rappers that was like the final rappers I was gonna keep. So it was like six rappers. And these six rappers was with the record label, right? But I was still bringing in other brothers to see if they could rap because I was trying to open it up for brothers to get record deals. So this brother came. Now we're a record label. These six artists are signed to me. I'm bringing you in here, right? To try to see if we can sign you. Do you know that dude came? And he started competing against the dudes on the label. On my soul. Dude came and his whole energy was to compete against who was going to be his label mates. He didn't come in like, oh yeah, I want to get in, I want to do. No, he came in like, I'm better than y'all, I'll do better than y'all, all this. To the point one time, a brother had a sandwich and left out. He bit the brother's sandwich. He picked up a man's sandwich, now he just bit him. So now I'm still 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot outside. I got to be a professional and just ask him to leave. I can't do him like he was supposed to get did. I just had to ask him to leave and keep the brothers off him because the brothers was ready to woo-wop to the school-wop. Now this man, instead of him coming and show he a fit, he didn't come in trying to be a fit. He came in on some crazy stuff. Now, mind you, these dudes is all gang members, and I just got out the county jail for 4 months. So I'm not really domesticated. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of, I got 1 foot in the streets and 1 foot in the studio. I'm kind of dangerous. Why you think I got these gang? Why these gang members ain't playing with me? I got a 4 corner hustler. I got a Blackstone. I got a GD. I got 2 Vice Lords and a chick that was like motorcycles. But why you think they not giving me no problem? Because we working together. That we like family. Now here you come. Instead of you trying to he came in with a whole nasty attitude. Bro, all we want you to get on the mic and show us you could rap. You could have left all that other stuff at home. Instead of him coming and showing his rap skills, he came like a girl, like a lot of dudes be coming in my chat with the girly girl stuff. To the point when I go on my book tour, now I got to bring goons with me so that none of these people don't mess up the book tour for the rest of y'all. So I got to bring goons with me to let everybody in, to make sure don't nobody get around me with the foolishness and mess up the book tour where everybody trying to have a good time. Here come dude, you know what I'm saying, and try to mess everything up. So I got to make sure the people can get put out quietly. We ain't into fighting and doing all that. We're not trying to whoop you in here, dude, and make it bad for everybody else. We would whoop you, but not at the book. You know what I'm saying? We could give you what you're looking for, but why would we mess up everybody else's night? Because you in here playing. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to get a bag, and here you come on some bozo shit, thinking you tough Tony. That's why one of the biggest businesses in the black community, like Chicago, is a funeral home. Leak's Funeral Home making all the money. Look over in Little Village, 7 people got shot yesterday. And over in the Hispanic neighborhood. So don't say it's just blacks. Yeah, over in the Hispanic neighborhood, Little Village, 7 people got shot. On my soul. On everything. So we got a lot of work to do. You think I'm lying? Go follow me on Chirac Homicide. Look, 51st and Wood. Seven wounded, 200 lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not really right. It's supposed to be 5 wounded, 200 lives. 7 ain't wounded, 2 is unalive, so they didn't post it right. Yeah, follow me on Chirac Homicide. That's over in Little Village. That's Hispanic neighborhood. They going through the same thing. The Hispanics, they going to damage their ability to raise up too with the gang culture. You don't see the Asians over here gang banging. They going to pass the Hispanics if the Hispanics don't work together and stop with the hate and the violence against each other. And so the bottom line is we're going to have to become more corporate. That's the bottom line to this whole conversation. We are going to have to learn how to be professional, how to talk to each other, how not to antagonize each other, so we can open businesses, so we can hire our own, and so we can take care of our own community, so we won't have these other people coming into the community exploiting us. The only reason we get exploited because we don't work together. And that's all the black man's fault. That's why if you look on social media, you see all these black men trying to have these conversations talking about what black women need to do and all of that. But who's responsible for our lack of business and leadership in the community? That's only the black man. Where y'all get time to talk about what the black woman ain't doing when as a black man, y'all don't work together at all. And you let these Asian men and these white men work together and outdo you. They do better than you because they work together. They work together. They concentrate on the business and where the business is going. And they know more money the business got, the more money they got to split. They already know that. They're not worried about who make the most money because they want to bring in a lot of money. So when they split it, there's plenty of money for everybody. This is how they looking at it. So you can't never get free if you can't buy gas from yourself, if you can't buy food from yourself, if you can't buy clothes from yourself, if you can't provide your own housing, if you can't provide your own entertainment, you don't got your own drug stores, you don't got your own candy stores, you don't have your own restaurants, you don't do your woman's hair, you don't sell her hair, you don't do your woman's feet, you don't do your woman's toes, you don't do nothing. You don't have your own car, nor do you have the gas station to put the car in there, nor do you have the auto mechanic place to fix the car or nothing. And I'm not blaming all the brothers because a lot of brothers got jobs. They police officers. They work for the government, it's like that. But there's a bunch of brothers that's bums, gangbangers, getting in trouble, in and out of jail. When are y'all going to get yourself together and do something in the community? Okay, I get it. You ain't no lawyer. I get it. You ain't no doctor. But it ain't no reason, black man, you don't get your ass out of prison and open up a store. Hell, you a gangster. You the main one can open up the store and make sure nobody rob it. You could bring order so that we can have a store. You could use some of that power you use in prison to run a decent store, to teach the shorties to respect the store. Don't come in the store, rob your own store, break in your own store. Don't mess up, don't argue in your own restaurant. Y'all not using none of that power you learning in prison to keep brothers in line, to come outside and keep brothers in line. You come out and the shorty's still out of line, doing whatever the hell they want to do. We ain't got no stores, we don't got nothing. Black people don't got nothing. That's how the Hispanics took over LA. The Hispanics took over LA because the foundation of black Americans in LA did not open no businesses. And whoever opened up the businesses is going to take over the city. That's a fact. Whoever got the businesses are going to run things. They're going to provide the jobs for their own. They're going to start creating their own products. They're going to be like you go in LA, behind a lot of them stores, they making the tortillas right there. Yes, they making tortillas on site, selling millions of dollars of tortillas. Somebody tell them. You can go to LA and you buy tortillas and they still hot in the bag because they either made them down the street or in the back. And you don't see the Mexicans in them businesses arguing. You don't see the Asian men arguing. You never see Asian or Mexican men that's doing business having no type of tension. They always move like a unit. You can't find a black man to be professional to save your life. He's always got a chip on his shoulder. There's always something with him. I speak for a lot of black professionals. We just can't work with them. That's why we lost the hip-hop business. The reason we lost the hip-hop business because the brothers couldn't work together. Tell me I'm lying. Why we not running rap music? We not running rap music because the brothers' enemies was the brothers. Dame Dash was a genius, and them brothers couldn't get along. State Property couldn't get along with Rockefeller, couldn't get along with, what was their other group? They had a whole bunch of little groups. Everybody had like a section, and none of them could get along. And it was genius. Dame was a genius. Jay-Z was a goddamn hater. Everybody keep praising Jay-Z. Dame Dash brought in all them brothers to build something, and Jay-Z didn't like none of them. Jay-Z didn't like nobody. He didn't. He's a hater. Jay-Z helped destroy black hip-hop. He didn't like state property. He didn't like none of those branches that Jay-Z was putting, that Dame was putting together. Jay-Z didn't like them. You could tell. Jay-Z didn't even like Kanye till he seen Kanye was good. Then he rode his coattail. Jay-Z is one of the worst people in hip-hop history. Helped destroy black hip-hop business. That's a fact. Now he's desperate. Now all of a sudden he's back with Benny Siegel and Freeway. After he threw him to the curb. Oskino threw him to the curb. Everybody threw him to the curb. Now he need them. They should have never got back up on stage. And Freeway and Benny Siegel look like suckers. That man ain't thought about y'all. And then why would y'all go up there without the whole state property? Why would Benny Siegel and Freeway and them get up there without their guys they started with? Just them two up there looking like suckers. Make it make some sense. And both of them sick as a dog because God don't like ugly. They can barely breathe. Both of them is super sick. Straight out the hospital. But you don't see none of the other members. But them two. That ain't state property. That's just state. Ain't no property there. How two of them state property? And then when Jay-Z get through, he going to send Benny Siegel right back to the hot dog truck. That's what he going to do. Jay-Z only rapping because his money messed up. Because the Perez lady run that. He never ran nothing. Perez ran that whole thing. He was just a face of it. He didn't run nothing. His streaming service flopped. Rockefeller flopped. He didn't run nothing. He ain't run nothing. He ain't no boss because he don't like people to be no boss. This is the black man. I ain't trying to pick on Jay-Z. I'm just using him as an example of the black man. Death Row, same thing. Tell me Death Row, hate didn't destroy Death Row. Death Row was destroyed because the black man could not work together. FBA, them was all FBA. Snoop Dazz, all of them, sure, they FBA. Couldn't work together. Was at the top of the game and self-destructed. Couldn't work together. But yet, all the big record labels, they work together. The three white men that run the white record labels, they all work together, even though they three different record labels. Tell me I'm lying. They work together. They'll coordinate. You drop your artist first, then we'll drop him, then we'll drop him. Tell me I'm lying. Lucian, the other guy that run YouTube, and the other one, them three, they work together. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me they work together. And if you go to one of them labels, right? If you go to one of them labels and disrespect them, none of the other ones will deal with you. You cannot disrespect this one and run to that one. Blacks would do that. Black men would do that. You can go over there and disrespect this brother and run to this brother. But them white dudes, if you disrespect any of them bosses, you cannot run to the other boss. That's a fact. You blackballed. Yeah, Leon, yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they got issues. Yeah. Yeah, I seen it. He shouldn't have never told nobody. They shouldn't have. Hey, that why would you get? He up there making this sound. He shouldn't have said nothing. 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 The brother with his mouth twisted is that Conway. He shouldn't have said nothing. I seen the rap. I said, bro, why you shouldn't have said nothing. You should have just did your thing and say we cool. You shouldn't have told the fans. You ain't never seen Eminem say nothing about his crew. No matter what they was doing, he stayed quiet. And that's why we don't got no business. So I just wanted to talk about that because when I seen people saying boycott the Asians, I'm like, and then buy from where? And nobody asked that question. Okay, boycott the Asians. So the Asian dude gets on there and say you can't boycott us because we the ones that you shopping with. And wasn't lying. The Asian dude got on the internet and said, y'all can't boycott us. Everything you getting it from us. I said, damn. Everybody was mad at him, but was he lying though? Was he lying? Can we not deal with no Asian stuff? Because the black woman couldn't even stay out of the African salon. She sold out. So can black people boycott Asian businesses? No. No, you can't. Just like you couldn't boycott the African braiding shops. That failed too. All they had to do was be quiet, and those women went right back in there. Because the black man ain't doing no nails. The black man ain't putting no money. The black man gonna go buy 4 cars before he open up a nail salon shop and hire some sisters. He gonna go buy some mink coats, 4 cars, and a bunch of jewelry. Because these black men in these communities, they've been had enough money to hire sisters to do nails, to do hair. But no, when the black man gets some money, he don't build black businesses. He go make white businesses richer. He go to Gucci. He go to Louis. He go to the white designers and give them every penny he got. That what he do. He go buy their cars, their clothes, their glasses. He go to them to get to his jewelry. We had one good jeweler coming up black, Duke the jeweler, and running around there, down there with Boosie and them. They let the brother get on the line. I ain't going to say Boosie was behind it. I'm just going to say Boosie ain't really safe in Chicago. He got to have this ain't coming from me, but Boosie got to have his security on super high before he come to the Duke the Jeweler town. A lot of people here, I ain't saying me, but I'm saying a lot of people don't like Boosie. I'm just saying. A black jeweler coming up and go around some black brothers and end up what? But ain't nothing happened to none of them white jewelers. Ain't nothing happened to Jacob. Ain't nothing happened to the China dude down in Texas selling them all that stuff. What's his name? Wong or whatever? Nothing never happened to him. But the black dude, go around his brothers, and he gone. Make it make some sense. So if y'all want some respect, black man, you're going to have to roll your sleeves up and go into business. No business, no respect. Period. Unless you can show the rest of the world you can do business together, you're not going to get no respect. If you look at the mafia and you look at the mob, all the respect didn't come from the violence. All the respect came from the ability to work together for their family, for their mafia family. Out of the 5 families, the respect came from being able to work together. Nobody going to respect the black man until he could show the ability to do business together. The Asians get respect out of their ability to do business together. The Mexicans get respect out of their ability to do business together. White people get respect out of their ability to do business together. Indian people do business together. The black man don't get no respect because he cannot do business together. This is why the black man don't get no international respect, because a brother will come all the way from Africa but will not do business with us, and we will not do business with him. That's why the black man globally don't have no respect. And then FBA in the United States ain't got don't got no respect. And nobody want to talk about that. The foundational black American man won't even unify for reparations. You got men that are foundational black Americans speaking against reparations and not even acknowledging that they foundational black Americans. They just against. When you're a black American man like me, you could come and you could get alive, you could talk to your people, and guess who the main people that come over here hating on me that I don't even know, I never did nothing to them. Guess who the main haters come on my channel? Foundational black American men is the main hater. We got black foreigners hate too, but it's still black. The main haters of black people is the black man. The black man is a failure to black people, locally and globally. The black man is a disgrace and a failure compared to other men. A total disgrace and a total failure. We'll never be able to provide jobs, opportunity, and housing for his people, because like a little B word, all he do is beef. And then because he beef with his brother got to beef with him back, and they go to the penitentiary. That's just a fact. How many black men that come over here playing with me, and guess what will happen on the streets? See what I'm saying? They try to make me a crash out. Try and lose their life and mine. Because what make you think you could play with another grown man like that? You understand? What make you think you could play with me like that? Are you asking me why I don't got businesses? I don't got businesses because I can't hire somebody like you. You ain't going to work for me. How can I open a gas station? You ain't going to work there. How can I open a restaurant? Who going to work there? All my businesses I got are solo businesses for the reason I'm telling you. The reason I don't have no businesses is because the black man like you is an idiot. That's why. I can't depend on you. I already told you why I don't got no business. You're just not listening. I just did 2 hours telling you why I can't do business with you. Like you, I can't do business with you because look, you'll challenge me. You're showing why I can't work with you right now. I could not work with you because instead of you coming and working, you'll do what you're doing over here right now. You're not even working with me to get this message out. You're working against me, and I'm pushing a positive message. And when you go outside, the main person that's going to do you dirty going to be a black man. It's not going to be me. Your number one enemy is a black man. Tell me I'm lying. No, we don't got bowling alleys because we don't take our kids bowling and skating or none of that no more. The black family has been disassembled. So he asking me, right? He asking me why I'm not doing no business with him, why I can't put a business together. And the whole conversation is about why we can't. Slow. If I waited on a black man to go to business, I'd be broke right now. I do all my businesses on my own. He asking me, why am I doing business by myself when I just told you why I got to do business by myself? Because there ain't no black man going to do business. All he going to do is hold the business down. I could get more done by myself. I can get way more done by myself than I could get done with you. I could get nothing done with you. That's why. I don't have a company because of men like you. I don't got time for you. You are showing why I don't work with people like you. Because you don't have a restaurant, you don't have a gas station or nothing either. You don't have nothing. Imagine somebody asking me why I don't got a business that ain't got a business, that I'm doing better business than them. Because one thing for sure, I'm doing better business than you. I bet you won't put that money up. As far as independent business, I ain't had a job since 1978. So you're not on my level. That's for sure. You a worker. I'm not a worker. I'm a boss. I ain't had a job. You got to shut up and go to work tomorrow. I work for me. But he asked me a question that the whole conversation was about. Would getting into wholesale be hard without help? Yes. Because how much inventory could you get without workers? How much stuff could you have if the employees steal the merchandise? Who you going to trust? Who you going to trust? So the only business that you can go into is a business that you can run all by yourself. That's a fact. If y'all want to go in business and make you some money, the only business that's really going to work smooth if you're black is a business you can run by yourself. Because if you got to run a business with a black person, black people not ready to do business, you're going to spend too much time arguing. You're going to spend too much time. It's going to be hard to find people to show up to work every day. And you're just going to be spending too much energy on somebody else rather than on the business. So that's why I don't have no business because of this conversation. I got all my businesses I do by myself. I don't got time to wait for you to send out orders. I don't got time to wait for you to work hard. I don't got time for you to do what's got to do. I'm going to take care of business. So the only person I can trust to take care of business is me. You understand? That's the only person. That's the only person I can trust to take care of business. Straight up. That's the only person. I can't do no business with some of these weirdos over here. I can't do business with them. I do all my business by myself, and I keep my business to myself. Even in the music business. Why you think the music business fell? You can't find no rappers to do no music business because when you put this rapper on a label and then that rapper on a label, they don't get along. They don't. Show me a rap label where the rappers got along. Show me one label where the black rappers got along. So how could the person have a rap label when the black man don't get along on the label? Show me. Show me one instance where the black man got along. One. These are our facts what I'm telling y'all. Nobody want to address. I got black men that take time to build to get a channel to troll. Now how can you do business with men like that? A grown man or go and start get a YouTube fake channel to watch me and troll for no money, for free. While I'm over here monetized. Just let that sink in. I'm not over here for free. There's commercials running when you're watching me. I'm making money. So imagine some dude ain't making a quarter going through work to get a YouTube page to try to hate on me for no reason, don't even know me, on social media. And then outside a cop a plea. Wouldn't say nothing. Wouldn't say two words to me. Ain't even built like that. How can you do business with a man like that, raised like that, taught like that? A man like that, you're going to hire him at your business and he don't even like you when you hired him. He going to sabotage the business anyway. He ain't going to come to work. He ain't going to do nothing. Imagine a man on social media acting like a fourth grader. Talking about you like this and you don't got this and you like a fourth grade. Like you in fourth grade. You was a grown ass man. Ain't got no self-respect because a man would do all that stuff in person. A man would not be trolling on no internet. Not no proud man. What kind of man typing a lot of stuff from a distance as a you know what I'm saying? How could you help the black community? See, like, come on. I ain't even waste my time. I already know you ain't on nothing. Of course you don't like nothing I'm saying. But you're only mad because you ain't doing nothing about it. You're not going to show up nowhere. So I'm not going to waste my time. I meet you, you're going to cop please, you're going to smile. That's what you're going to do. You're going to smile. You're going to smile. You're going to cop a plea. Because I don't do trolls. I don't do trolling. I don't do no trolling on the guys. I don't do that. I wouldn't take. Let me tell y'all. Let me teach y'all brothers some business. You see, like how people come troll me, and I bump in them. I wouldn't take 2 seconds to talk to them. I'll keep on going. You know why? Because that don't make no money. You understand? So to the young brothers watching me, you see these trolls and stuff over here. Don't ever think that I'm a bump into them and I'm a beef with them because that don't make no money. And what they saying don't hurt no money. So I'm not dealing with just some loser. I'm not dealing with you. You like a loser. I wouldn't waste 5 seconds with you because your life is messed up. And that's why you got time to do stupid stuff. Because if your life was going good, you'd be too busy with the good stuff going on. You wouldn't be worrying about me and trolling me and all. So I already know you're a loser. I already know. So for y'all watching me, don't y'all be getting, this is what the black man, you caught up arguing beefing out here, going to jail against another brother while these other people is putting businesses together and going somewhere. And then you got brothers out telling you how the black people don't work together. You asking me why I ain't working together with no black people. And the whole conversation tell you why. The reason all my businesses I do myself, right? All my businesses I do myself is because it's better. I don't know any black people that own businesses. Very, very few black people own businesses. Very few, comparatively speaking. And very few black men have a hard time hiring people to work because of people like you. They have to depend on losers to hire them. So how could we have a business with you and use a grown ass troll? Who gonna hire you and use a grown ass troll? You're not fit to do business with. You know what I'm saying? No, and nobody in your family got a business. Your mama don't run no business. Your daddy don't run no business. None of your relatives got a business, or you would be helping them with the business. You wouldn't be over here watching me. So why you ask me I don't know nobody got no business when you ain't got no business? You don't have no business yourself. I know you don't have a business. You over here in my business. To be honest with you, you don't have no business. Because if you had business, you'll go mind it. And you wouldn't be minding my business. You have mental issues. You are everything wrong with the community. You are the reason we got gang problems and the black man beefing with the black man. You is a total disgrace. And then we don't even know if you're black. You might be a white troll or anything. We don't even know who you is. No, everybody could be a teacher point. He's a good teaching point. So let's break that down. They say, well, why you can't work with nobody to do business? Let's break that down. The whole business atmosphere is getting less dependent on employees and going what? Automated. Why is Amazon and all them using robots? Why is everybody going animated? Automated, I mean. You know why? Because humans are becoming unreliable, too emotional, too many hangups. Not only do the black community see this, corporate America see it. That's why corporate America replacing the human beings with robots. Why? Because even the regular Americans are becoming just as bad as black Americans. That's a fact. You don't got to believe what I'm saying. They going to replace you with robots. Why? Because you can't work together. You don't work together. Not just black people. White people are having that same problem. Sure are. You understand? Having the same problem. White people are having the same problem as black people. There's not a lot of good employees. You miss too many days at work. You hold up production. So they going automated. You don't got to listen. You don't got to listen. You're going to see the whole United States employers are becoming unreliable. But the blacks is the worst. Everybody's going to automation. You're not going to have no job soon. Your job is going to be gone. The only job going to be available is you working with the automation. But you ain't gonna have no packing jobs. You ain't gonna have no driving jobs. It's gonna be self-driving cars. Somebody that don't miss work. And guess which race is gonna be at the bottom of the barrel? Gonna be the worst. Us. We're gonna suffer the most. And that's a fact. The black man is gonna suffer the worst in this new economical structure. He gonna be done. He gonna be done because if you gonna get together, there's a time limit, and there's a time limit, and if you don't get together by that time limit, it's gonna be too late. And as of right now, it's basically too late. Yeah, it's too late. You can't wait till they go to a cashless society and automation and say you're gonna get together. You can't wait till everything's done on the phone and everything's done through electronics, and now you don't control no satellite. You don't control nothing. How you gonna get in the game? You could have gotten the game back when there was cash registers with real money exchange, but you can't get in the game on no digital game because you don't control no satellites. You don't control the digital system. You let them come up with an electronic system that they could freeze you out of. You didn't take you didn't take advantage when it was a cash system when you could exchange goods hand to hand and made you some money. You didn't wait until you can't get no job at Target. You can't get no job. This is over some people's head. So I know you don't like what I'm saying. This is for the highly intelligent. This is for the highly intelligent. This ain't for the slow. This ain't for the slow people. How you gonna get a job? Where you gonna get a job at? You gonna get a job at Target? Doing what? You gonna get a job at Target doing what? I just want to know. Doing what? Are you gonna be a truck driver? Really? What you gonna do? Just let me know. What you gonna do? You gonna be a driver? Huh? You gonna drive cars? Huh? You gonna drive Uber and Lyft? No, what you've done, you waited too long. You waited and let the system totally and slowly etch you out. There's not going to be any stores with no people. That's going to be over with. You don't spend no money. You don't pay no money for your car insurance. It's cashless. You don't pay no money for your phone bill. That's cashless. All that's done through your phone or your computer. You don't pay no money with your rent or your mortgage. You don't pay no cash. All that's digital transactions. You might get to spend a little cash at a restaurant or something like that. Who's gonna buy the goods if nobody got a job? That means they got to get rid of people, right? I'm just saying. Who says there's gonna be any people? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It looked to me like people got to go. It looked like you might got to get shots or ticks. It looked like something got to happen to you. It looked like you might got to get sick. I'm just saying. It looks to me they don't want you to buy nothing. Why they need you to buy something if they don't need no money no more and they control everything? What they need your money for? If I run the planet, can do whatever I want to do and build a house and do whatever I want to do, what I need money for? I only needed money because you was getting money. I needed money to compete with you. But if I get rid of you, I don't need no money. I don't need no money. I could just go and say, I'm going to build a house here and just build it. I don't need no money. I don't need no money. For what? What I need money for? I didn't want to go there. I don't need no police. What I need police for? I don't need you to be no police. I got police plugged up, staying at stations, ready when something happens. I got police that can work constantly and never get off. I don't need police. I can have police standing up against a wall, plugged in. As soon as you do something, walk off. As soon as they step on the thing, they charge back up. I don't need you to be a police. The filthy rich, we could just live here by ourselves. We don't need you. Y'all ain't listening to Elon Musk and what they saying. You ain't listening. They not talking like they plan for you to be here. I don't know. What was really up with COVID? What was really up with the shot? What's really up with all these junkyards burning up and all these old cars going to be off the road? Are they going to be hiring police? Do they need police? Don't look like it. It looked like this thing was quicker than the man. The man don't even got his thing up. So I don't think they need police. I don't know. I don't know. What y'all think? You think they need you? Because it don't look like they need you. And it don't look like they got plans for us. To me. It don't look like you're going to be able to be no cashier. It look like you just going to go in there, grab your groceries and leave, and it's going to charge you when you go through there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But the way I'm looking at it, I know doggone well if what I'm saying at this level you don't understand, I know doggone well they can do whatever they want to do. I know that because you could judge the intelligence of the audience and say, "Oh, these people can do what they want to do," because the audience ain't got a clue. they, you know what I'm saying? They don't need you to drive no truck. They don't need you to cut no tree. They got that thing. It grabbed the tree. It cut it. It pick it up. It send the tree through the circle and take all the branches off of it. Then it put it on this truck. Yeah, they don't need no lumbermen no more. Man, that machine go and it grabs the tree at the bottom and then it cuts it. Then it lifts it up. And then the tree goes through there and it pulls all of the stuff off of it. And then it takes the tree and put it on that truck. Cut perfectly. They could do thousands of trees just like that. Thousands. Just like that. I wasn't really want to talk about that. So now, if black Americans don't even control no stores, and you going to this level, what they tell you? If you don't even control stores or nothing in your neighborhood, how far are you behind? They don't got to put a cashless society in your store. Oh, because you don't have a store. So when you don't have a store and they want to make changes to the store, they can just change them because you don't have a store to go against the system. You got to have a store to say, no, we want our store not to be cashless. But if you don't have a store, how could you say you don't want your store to be cashless when you don't have one? I'm just asking. I wasn't going to go this way, but I got people playing with me over here, right? That better upgrade their license plate and better put that sticker on your license plate. Because if you don't put that sticker on your license plate, they towing your car too. So you make sure you have your mark of the beast tags and all your electronic stuff right on your car. Because if not, when you park it, they're going to take it. So don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. Because you got to upgrade that sticker on your license plate. You got to upgrade that city sticker. And if you don't, you can't drive. And here in Chicago, they got a police vehicle that go by and just scan your car. They don't even got to look at it. They got a vehicle that they've been had out when I was in O Block. I was picking up my queen. She had went to a party, and I was out there, and that truck went down the street and was scanning everybody's car and giving them a ticket. All the man had to do was put the ticket on the car. The vehicle scanned all the cars, all the license plates, to find out if you had tickets that wasn't paid. And then it could sit there and it call for the boot truck, and the boot truck come and put the boot on your car. Facts. And you come out and your car got a boot, and you got, so if you don't pay them and they got to tow it, the price go up. So it's this much to get the boot off now. If you don't get the boot off or they tow it, now you got to pay for every night it's towed on top of that. Oh my soul. So I'm like, to be honest with you, look how far I was just dealing with one aspect. But if you really want to get into it, foundational Black Americans, you way behind. More than I was talking about. But dudes coming over here playing with me. You way, way behind. You almost too late. To be honest with you, for the people trying to test me. You almost too late. Because people playing with me. You almost too late. You almost too late to worry about a job. For people playing with me. You almost too late to even talk about boycotting or doing anything. Because they're going into a whole new system. They're going into a system where they don't need your money. Because the people that run this country, what they need your money for, when they make everything, they can just make stuff and give it to each other. What they need you for. They making a system where they don't need you. And foundational Black Americans are not creating an opposing independent system, even on the smallest level. You ain't even creating no jobs on the smallest level. So how you gonna compete with the cashless society in the big level? You ain't. They basically gonna be able to starve us out. And ain't none of these people trolling me can tell you no solution to that. They some suckers and they gonna be homeless. On my soul. Facts. They're gonna be homeless. The people that's over here trolling me, this how big you little. This big Pharaoh. You little. You don't even know nothing. Now I gotta turn up and show you what it really is when you get through playing. You about to be totally obsolete. So if you ain't at least trying to get stores, how you gonna compete with all this? You don't even got the basics. That's all by design. They done lulled you to sleep. I'm just saying. Some people would say you already too far behind. I'm I don't know. But you're not making no type of steps to be independent. Everybody came over here trolling me, you out of line. Because you adding to black people being totally behind the eight ball. Because we ain't got ourselves together none to be able to deal with the new changes. We customers. So once you're a customer, they could just say, oh, to come in this store, you got to do this. Oh, to come in this store, you got to do that. And if you ain't got no stores and they got the stores and they control the food and they tell you to stand on your head, you're going to have to stand on your head. Now, somebody come over here and tell me I'm wrong. If you ain't got no farms, if you ain't already got situations where you can have food and distribute food to your own people and have your own stores and all that, they could make you a total slave. While you got brothers over here clowning, the same black men that came over here clowning, gonna be butt naked and hungry and not allowed to get in no store. Because you ain't gonna even be able to go in the store if there ain't no money on your microchip. You gonna scan, they're gonna say you only got $1.47. The cheapest item in here is $2.38. You gotta go get some more money to get in here. You ain't gonna be able to buy no item if you ain't got no money. You ain't gonna even be allowed to go in no store. So imagine Foundation Black Americans ain't got no stores, and then they bringing in the cashless society. So you don't even got no stores to reject the cashless society. You done put your people in a position where they got to go to these people's stores. So now these people could change the way you could spend your money. And you don't have stores to create your own way to spend your money. These are facts. You done made yourself an economic slave. You haven't developed no way to get your own food. You haven't developed no way to grow your own food. You haven't developed no way to sell your own food. You haven't developed no way to do your own hair. You haven't developed nothing to do nothing yourself. You totally dependent on the system, so the system can make you get a microchip. Now, where's all the trolls at? Control. Control. Because pretty soon, if you ain't got the microchip, you ain't going to get in the store. And if you ain't got enough money, the doggone refrigerator not going to even open. Y'all seen these new refrigerators? They like bulletproof. And they got a scanner on them. They in a lot of the Walgreens, who are closing left and right, by the way. Another Walgreens just closed now in Chicago. There's very few Walgreens open. So we ain't gonna even get into where you even gonna go get food at, because stores are closing left and right and right and left. Walgreens and most of these black communities in Chicago closed. Black folks in Chicago almost ain't got no Walgreens. When people over here playing, and I'm trying to wake y'all up. And this is all. This is all. Watch. Walgreens has closed multiple Chicago locations as a part of a nationwide plan to shut down about 1,200 stores. The closures have heavily impacted the city's south and west side, sparking local pushback regarding pharmacy deserts. Pharmacy deserts. There's going to be nowhere for you to go get your medicine. Yeah. Yeah. And while you got trolls coming over here, the trolls will never teach y'all nothing. Yeah, they gonna see. They gonna see. They gonna see. They gonna F around and find out. These conversations I'm having is serious. They closing the ones in the black community because the black community has been impoverished. And so when they impoverish your community, you lose jobs. Then everybody steals. So when a lot of people start stealing, then the Walgreens lose money. When the Walgreens lose money, they got to close them. It's all the systematic plot. They got to close them because you ain't got no jobs. Your people ain't got no money. So they stealing everything out the Walgreens. Your people has got substance abuse, mental problems, and no money by the millions. That's a fact. More, they don't even know how many black people are homeless right now. Why you think everybody's on YouTube monetized? They ain't got no job. Remember when I got on YouTube? Nobody was over here. Nobody was talking. They wasn't monetizing YouTube. When I first got on YouTube, it wasn't all these black people over here. People saying to me, I'm not getting my notifications. You know why you're not getting your notifications? Because with the economy crashing, a whole bunch of people have became content creators. And YouTube got to upgrade its system to be able to handle all of these new content creators that's looking for a way to make $1. Keep it $1 billion. The reason there's so many people making content, because it ain't no money out here and it ain't no jobs. And they looking for any way to make jobs. And all us content creators, our money has cut down in a half to a third. Ask anybody. Ask anybody. That's why the brother Ticket TV say he finna go over to Twitch. or Kick. I think he said Kick. Because the YouTube money drying up because everybody come over here because ain't nobody got no job, ain't nobody making no money. You got fools over here playing around. I ain't worried about the trolls because they ain't gonna be able to play their internet or their phone. They ain't gonna be over here. They're gonna be broke. They ain't gonna be over here. The trolls finna be gone because I keep telling y'all any day you're gonna have to use your real name. You ain't gonna be able to have no man, listen. You are not gonna be able to have a YouTube channel and be anonymous. The first step they did, they put that at in front of all y'all name. So a lot of people been following me got a new name now because they had to put that at there. Next, it's gonna have to be at who you really are. And the only way you're gonna be able to have an ad that's not you is if you're a content creator, because then they got all of your bank information and they know who you are. But as a viewer, you're not gonna be able to come on YouTube as a viewer unless you use your real name. Like they did on Facebook, what, 8-9 years ago. Remember Facebook? Start saying, oh, you can't be that. You got to show us a license. That's your real name. That's why my Facebook say Pharaoh Ramesses all the time, because that's my real name. The only way you could be Pharaoh said that is on your Facebook page that you make off of your real Facebook account. Hold on. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Hold on. Hold on. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. My Facebook account, right, is off of this account. This the main account with my real name. See it say I'm live right now. See that? That wasn't the name that I started my Facebook account. They made me put my real name up there. That was years ago. That was years ago. These accounts are made off of that account. These ain't the real accounts. This not the real account. This is the account made off of that account. Without that Pharaoh Ramesses Elaton account, you can't have this account. This is not the account. These accounts are all attached to this account. And Vegan Intel and all them other accounts is attached to this. On my soul, Rule the World Records. See all the other profiles. See all these profiles? All these profiles is connected to this. They know exactly who I am. So all that trolling, that's finna be over. It is finna be over because they ain't making no money from the trolls. They're gonna get rid of the trolls because they're gonna feel like the trolls they can't make no money, and then you're gonna be considered a security threat because you're gonna be able to make threats and say everything without nobody knowing who you are. They're gonna get rid of you if you don't use your real name. You're gonna be out of here. You ain't gonna be able to use them names y'all using. They're gonna get rid of that. Watch. Remember I told you first. To keep your social media account, you're gonna have to show your license. You're gonna have to scan your license. Y'all ain't had to scan y'all license on it. Y'all ain't been through that? They got the website you go to where they say, hold your license up and take the picture. And they say the other side and take the picture and then it verifies you for your account. Y'all ain't, boy, listen. Y'all ain't did that yet? You ain't gonna be no more anonymous. You ain't gonna be in the chat no more with anonymous. That's gonna be over with. They gonna be like, if you ain't bold enough to say it with your real name, they gonna put an end to all that talking crazy. You gonna have to talk crazy with your real name. That's a fact. You're gonna have to talk crazy with your real name. Watch. You're gonna be considered and they're gonna start kicking doors down. They're gonna start kicking trolls' doors down. They're gonna kick your door down. Yeah, they're gonna kick your door down. Yeah, they're gonna kick your door down. Ice Rock, they ain't did it yet because they know who you are through your IP address. So they know your internet provider. They know your phone provider. They know who you is. Because you can only get through here through your internet on your phone or your computer. You cannot get on the internet without the internet, and you can't get the internet without identification. So even though you Ice Rock Polar, you on here through internet, and they know exactly who you are. They know your phone number, they know your phone, they know your address and everything. This is going straight to your address, wherever you at, right to your phone or right to your computer. They know where you at right now. Yeah, they know who you is. But they're gonna make it so everybody know who you is soon. Ain't gonna be no more of that hiding. Ain't gonna be no more of that. You ain't gonna be able to be boo-boo the fool and get over here and talk crazy. They're gonna say you because people without their real information is making social media a horrible experience because they can hide who they are. So they can just say all type of stuff. So they making it a horrible experience. You understand? So to make YouTube to make social media a better experience, everybody gonna have to be their real self. So when you see these dudes over here talking crazy, that's because they can hide who they are, so they think. But the feds know who they are. It ain't nobody with their real face and real information gonna come talk crazy. If you turn off your location, your social media not gonna work. It's gonna say we don't know where you at. You don't be able to turn off your location. How the satellite gonna find you if the satellite don't know your location? See what I'm saying? It'll block your location so we don't know where it's at. But the authorities gonna know where you at. It ain't gonna block it from them. They'll let you block your location from me. But when they say turn off your location, they mean from other viewers. You can't turn your location off for them. You see what I'm saying, Princess? You can turn off your location for all of us. But right now, they know your location because without the location, you can't get a signal. How you getting a signal? You can't get no signal. You know what I'm saying? They know where we at. We already in the mark of the beast. We just ain't took it on our hand and our forehead. We are already ankle deep in the matrix. The only thing left is to force you to take the microchip, which is right around the corner. I've been teaching this for years. I've been watching the process. They wasn't able to put us on the mark of the beast. because they did not have the technology. Now, Elon Musk got how many satellites rotating? Hundreds. So now they have the technology. So for foundational Black Americans to get somewhere, they need to start working on some type of independence right now so there'll be some hope. Other than that, you ain't gonna be able to boycott nobody. How? You ain't gonna have the technological uh, skills or access to do nothing. For example, you see the Asian guy that shot that guy and all that. All of those small businesses are finna be closed. All the little small Asian businesses, small Mexican businesses, all small businesses are going to be closed. The only businesses going to exist is major companies. There's going to be no small little Mexican nothing. The only people that could have fought against it was foundational Black Americans, and I don't know what's wrong with us. We the only ones could have stopped what's been happening, but we not there. Ain't gonna be no small businesses. All you gotta do is open up your eyes. You'll see the small businesses disappearing. You're gonna have to go to Whole Foods. You're gonna have to go to Sprouts. You're gonna have to go to like the businesses that they let survive. That's gonna be that's where you're gonna have to go. All them little small Mexican stores and small cultural, those are all gonna close. Because all they gotta do is say, you can't use your food stamps there. And that's it. You can't do your digital transactions there. Why am I going by Pharaoh? Because I'm grown and do what I want to do, and you ain't my daddy. Because I'm grown, and you can't do nothing about it. There's your answer. Because there's nothing you could do about it, and it don't matter if you don't like it. That's why I'm Pharaoh. Because you're nobody, and I make my own decisions. Is the real answer. Basically, just like you going by whatever name you, why you going by what you call yourself? Why you have to be stupid stuff? Why your name is what your name is? Don't ask me nothing stupid. Like ask me something intelligent. Why you ask me why I call myself something? And you call yourself something. Make that make sense. He said, why I call myself Pharaoh? Why you call yourself whoopty whoopty whatever you is? Because you want to, I would think. Because I'm grown. That's why. What? Some of these people on social media is crazy as hell. Why I call myself Pharaoh? That's my real name. Why? Because that's what I wanted my real name to be. I mean, okay. Oh, you don't improve? That's why it's not your name. Duh. All you can worry about is your name. Hello. That's all you can worry about is your name, what your name is. Don't worry about my name. That's why it's my name. Duh. Hello. Are you one of these weirdos? No, I got the right to question your name. Boy, shut up, go raise your kids. Shut up talking to me. Hey, you come to Chicago, a lot of people call me Pharaoh. Not just me. On the guys. On the guys. I call myself Pharaoh because I'm a ruler, because I run things. But for the smart people, Pharaoh means son of the sun, basically. That's what it means. And I'm brown. I'm a child of the sun. Pharaoh means son of the sun. That's what it means. It doesn't mean Egyptian. For the slow people, Pharaoh doesn't mean Egyptian. Pharaoh means son of the sun. It's an Egyptian concept that meant son of the sun. So anywhere you could be the son of the sun. I like my audience to know stuff, so I'm teaching my viewers. Your name means something, right? So this is how the name goes. My name is Pharaoh, right? In ancient times, I met a man from another country. He would say, "What's my name?" I would tell him, "My name is Son of the Sun." Now, Son of the Sun, where I'm from, might be pronounced Pharaoh. But Son of the Sun, where they at, might be Hukite. So when I say my name Pharaoh, they're going to say, when I say my name is, I wouldn't say my name is Pharaoh. I would say my name is the Son of the Sun. And they would say, oh, Okite, right? So in ancient times, you introduce yourself by the meaning of your name. Okay? In ancient times, you introduce yourself by the meaning of the name. So if you look at old Native American movies, they say, "What's your name?" It's Okite. It means he that live over the river. So his name is he that live over the river. They just call that Akite. So when he goes to another country and they say, "What's your name?" He's going to say, "My name is he that live over the river." And then they might say, Ogate, because where they at, he that lives over the river is Aguate. So the pronunciation of the name is not really the name. Your name is really the meaning of the name. It's really your name. So go find out what the meaning of your name is, because that's really your name. Your real name is whatever your name means. Think about it. Okay, we got Andre over here, right? Okay, let's say, what does the name Andre mean? Andre means manly or warrior. So if they asked Dre, "What's your name?" he would say, "Warrior." And then another country would call him by whatever warrior mean in their country. So warrior mean Andre over here. Warrior might mean Okole over there. So he's Okole over there. He's Andre over here. But his name is Warrior. You get big game over here. Nobody ever gave you that game, did they? These are facts. So your real name is the meaning of your name globally. And your name where you at is how you pronounce the word you use for the meaning of your name. Okay? So your name is how you say the meaning of your name. So internationally, that meaning would be your name in another country. These are our facts. So Pharaoh is just this way of pronouncing but that's not the meaning of my name. In different countries, the meaning would be different words. So whatever your name is, it's expressing the meaning. That's why when you was born, your mother looked up names and it showed the meaning. Beautiful light. Your name might be Chandra. And your mother look it up and it say Chandra, beautiful light. And he say, I'm gonna name her Chandra. But your name is beautiful light. But the way you say beautiful light is Chandra. But beautiful light might be a totally different word in a different country. So if your name is Chandra, beautiful light, when you go to another country and they say, what's your name? You wouldn't say Chandra. You would say, my name is beautiful light. And they would say, Akite, because beautiful light is Akite over there. Beautiful light over here is Chandra. Beautiful light over there is Akile. Beautiful light over there is Shangmilagla. See what I'm saying? So everywhere there's a different way to pronounce a word that means beautiful light. So your real name is whatever the meaning of your name is. That's really your real name. So my real name is Son of the Sun, God of Atan, Pharaoh Ramesses El Atan. That's my real name. Pharaoh is not really my name. Pharaoh is my title. My name is Ramesses El Atan. Pharaoh means King Ramesses El Atan. Pharaoh is my title. It's not my name. All my friends call me Ramesses. They only start calling me Pharaoh in the county jail. I put Pharaoh on my name, so when I go in front of white men in court, they got to call me King. But that's not my name. That's my title. I made my first name my title. My name, though, is Ramesses El Atan. I got that from Dick Gregory, because Dick Gregory, white people never used to like to call black women Mrs. So Dick Gregory named his daughter Mrs. So-and-so, so-and-so. Made his daughter's first name her title, so they got to call her Mrs. So I put Pharaoh at the beginning of my name, so anytime they address me, they got to address me as king. So it's crazy for you to come and call me Pharaoh and try to diss me when you just call me king. Because that's not my name. My name Ramesses. But in the black community, somebody like me, I don't got one name. I got a whole bunch of names. So I'm Ramesses, I'm Pharaoh, I'm Stu Gamblin, I'm Michael Stewart. I'm a whole lot of people. So if you get to tripping and they get out there in the world and they get to my community where I grew up at, they're going to say, man, there's some buster on the internet talking crazy to Stu. And they ain't going to like that. Other people going to be like, yeah, man, Ramesses, man, somebody talk crazy to Ramesses. Pharaoh didn't get used until I went to the county jail. And when I went to the county jail, when they called me for court, of course they got to called me by my first name. Before I went to the county jail, everybody called me Ramesses. When I went to the county jail, they had to use my first name on my license and stuff, which is Pharaoh, my title. So they called me Pharaoh. So when they called me Pharaoh, all of the Blackstones and Vice Lords and Four Corner Hustlers, they was like, your real name is Pharaoh, because those gangs was up under the pyramids. So when the gang members heard they called me Pharaoh, they all rallied around me and said, that's your real name? And they started showing me their pyramids and stuff from their gang tattoos. So that's how I became a big don in the county jail based on my name. So that's how I became an honorary Four Corner Hustler. Because when I went to jail, I wasn't no gang member. I was a notorious hustler. I was already dangerous. I wasn't in there. I wasn't in there for bubble gum. And I wasn't in the streets playing or nothing. So you getting this righteous information from somebody that really could be on the dark, used to be on the dark side. So some of these brothers playing with me, they just really don't understand who they playing with. I started out righteous. I turned into a demon. And now I'm kind of trying to go back to the righteous side. But I'm really not really the one to play with. Not really. But I'm just trying to bring positivity so I don't feed into it. But I'm really not the one, to be honest with you. You can't come to Chicago playing with my name around like that, because there's a lot of people ain't going to know me. But if you say it to the wrong people that do know me, that shit going to go bad for you. But if you go to California, you got to say Ramesses. If you go to Hawaii, you got to say Ramesses. That's a fact. Man, I don't know why you posted pictures of your mother like that. That's disrespectful. Hey, you don't do your mom like that, man. She ain't that bad. Just because you're a little bozo don't mean your mother's a big bozo. Come on, grow up. And then also, you men, y'all got to start doing stuff in person. Y'all got to stop doing stuff on social media. You don't get no points for being disrespectful, doing stuff on social media. You don't get no points for that. And for you audience, y'all got to stop giving men points for hiding saying stuff on social media. That got to be chalked up as a loser. You can't be giving, y'all give too many people points for hiding and saying stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'll stop doing that if you categorize them as chumps. Like, that's chump. You're a chump. You was a grown ass man, a big old dude playing on social media, calling names and stuff on social media where you can hide that. What the hell? You really get points for that? But what's the name? Blue Gold. See, they're gonna get rid of Blue Gold. He gonna have to put his real name on. That's gonna cut all that out. Once he got to put because he gonna have to put his real face. Y'all ain't gonna be able to use these P's and stuff in the future. To be on social media, you're gonna have to use your real face and your real name. And all that trolling gonna stop. They're gonna get rid of the trolling because it's bad for the platform. They just letting it happen now because you still gotta watch commercials. But eventually, it's gonna be so many people, they're gonna have enough people getting commercials without the losers. They're gonna get rid of the losers. Because if they don't do something, you're gonna run away the audience. You're gonna make it corny. And then people are funny. And if it get too corny, everybody will get off YouTube. So you losers, they're going to get y'all off YouTube because you messing up the experience for the intelligent adult people. You know what I'm saying? You messing up the experience. Also, like here in Chicago, people get unalived over that. Where I live at, the trolling, yeah, people getting smoked over that here in Chicago. So when I look at you trolling, I just shake my head because the city I live at, they really going to war over that. So I look at you, you're not really built like that. You doing, well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the trolling ain't no good. Stop doing the trolling. But we're going to end. The only hope foundational Black Americans got is to try to do some type of business. If we can do some type of business, we would be able to transfer into our own currency, and we won't have to take their we won't have to use their currency if we create our own businesses. We'll be able to create our own currency and go against the system and make value in our currency. As long as our currency got value, it'll be good. But we got to grow food. Because if we don't have no food, we're going to have to borrow to the mark of the beast. Because you got to eat. So the main thing we have to do is grow food. Start growing food. Start learning how to grow sprouts in the house. Right? Get you those little sprout jars. Start practicing growing sprouts. If you start catching water. They got the water catching drum that you can hook to your gutters and catch all your water. It filters it and everything. Then all you got to do is purify it. But you're gonna have to find out a way to get your own food, grow your own food, have your own defense. You're gonna have to protect yourself. You're gonna have the weapons to protect yourself. And you're gonna have to live in a community where y'all can lock down your community and survive together. And you're gonna have to move to where the water is at. You're gonna have to move around the Great Lakes. I would advise you to do it now because if you don't live around no water, your property value is gonna go down. The property value where the water's at going to go up, and this is all going to happen in the next 12 months. So I would advise you to look to see if you live where it's going to be droughts and sell your house right now because you ain't going to be able to get nothing for it next year. And all y'all people out there that's depending on the Colorado River, y'all better sell and move. Arizona, California, all of them ain't going to be worth 2 cents. Soon as that dam shut down, it's going to be a wrap. So, foundational Black Americans on the survival tip, I mean, I think it's time to start talking about that. Don't say I didn't tell you. Yeah, don't say I didn't tell you. Because they're going straight cashless. Victory.